Hello, I'd like to purchase Adobe Photoshop, please. What are those, Dockers?
Here you go.
What's this?
Affinity Photo.
Affinity Photo. No, I want a Photoshop.
No, you want Affinity.
No, I
Get
should?
it. Yes.
Okay,
Get out.
I'll get
Go.
Affinity
Get out of
Photo,
here.
thanks.
Go. Get out of here.
So without a doubt, the most popular software for image editing is Adobe Photoshop. It's been around for over 3 decades and has become synonymous with image editing. However, there's a great alternative to Adobe Photoshop, Affinity Photo, which is my favorite. So I'm going to break down some of the benefits as to why you should use it, and we're going to start with
Show me the money! Show me the money!
Yeah, we're talking about cost. So Adobe Photoshop and Affinity Photo work a little bit different when it comes to pricing. Now, you can't actually own Photoshop, but you can rent it. You can rent it month to month or rent it for a year. Now, if you're a student, you get a bit of a discount, but you'll never actually own the product. It's a subscription service. So I'm up in Canada. If I wanted to rent Photoshop for a year, it would cost me $311.88 plus tax, which is about $350. Now, Affinity is different. If you buy the product, you own the product. Now, Affinity has a couple different options. They have Affinity Photo, they have Affinity Designer, and they have Affinity Publisher. And they have something called the Universal License, which means you can get it on Mac, iPad, and PC. Now, let's take a bit of a closer look here at what their Universal License actually means. Now, the prices you're going to see on the screen here is they just released version 2. So they have a deal, Canada, $139.99, which I got.
No link in the description because I'm not affiliated because no one cares who I am.
But if you get their Universal License, you get their Affinity Designer, which is their version of Illustrator, Affinity Photo, which is their version of Photoshop, and Affinity Publisher, which is their version of InDesign, which is like for magazine publishing. So it's a no-brainer on cost. User-friendly. In addition to being more affordable, Affinity Photo is much more user-friendly. I think it has an intuitive interface where the layout of the tools and the menus is much more logical and easy to navigate, making it simple for users to find and use the tools that they need. Now, that being said, if you've used Photoshop before and you open up Affinity Photo, you wouldn't be totally lost because the tools and the layers are sort of in the same spot. But the only thing I can say is the people at Affinity clearly were in Photoshop, they were experts at Photoshop, and they basically said, how can we make this product better? How can we make it so people can log in, open tools, and start working? Everything is fast, it's clean, it's laid out, and it's logical. And on top of that, although Affinity doesn't have the powerhouse that Adobe has, their support is responsive, super helpful, and there's a community of people who are all sort of in the same, we're all on the same page and we're all trying to help each other. So when it comes to being user-friendly, Affinity Photo wins this one. Speed and performance. Now, another massive benefit of using Affinity Photo is definitely its speed and performance. It's super lightweight, and Seraph, who created the product, always works with the latest technologies, which means it can handle large and complex files with ease without the need for high-end hardware. This makes it an ideal option for photographers and designers who need to work with large image files on a regular basis. Now, for my profession, I work with both Adobe Photoshop and Affinity Photo. And I can tell you, Affinity Photo gives me almost no problems, while Adobe Photoshop,
Well, there always seems to be something.
So when it comes to speed, performance, lightweight, fast, and getting the job done, Affinity Photo wins this one too. Okay, so Affinity Photo is truly a fully featured image editing software. It offers a wide range of tools and capabilities that can definitely rival Photoshop. It has advanced editing tools like layers and masks, and if you're a photographer, it has retouching tools like clone and heal, frequency separation, raw processing, and non-destructive editing. As I said before, it's super lightweight and it's super fast. If you're looking for a program that can compete with Photoshop for way less of the price, you need to take a look at Affinity Photo. As I noted earlier in the pricing, you can buy and own Affinity Photo. With their universal license, you can buy Affinity Photo, which is their version of Photoshop. You'll also get Affinity Designer, which is their version of Illustrator, where you can work with vector files. You can also get Affinity Publisher, which is their version of InDesign, which is things like magazine layout and stuff like that. So they're all very powerful. And if you learn how to use Affinity Photo, the way the tools and everything's laid out, it's so easy to learn Affinity Designer and Affinity Publisher, and they're all equally as powerful. The bad stuff. Okay, although Affinity is super powerful and feature-rich, it does have some limitations. Some of those would be lack of third-party plugin support. They definitely have some less tools and less AI. They have less support for 3D and no real animation. Now, if that's important to you or that's a big deal, that it's possible that's a game changer for you. I don't use any of that stuff, and I find Affinity super complex and full of tools, more than I could need. Now, at the beginning of the video, you saw the price. Affinity is going to change that in like a week. Again, I'm not affiliated. No one cares who I am. If you see this video and you want to go grab it, go pick it up. Make cool stuff. Save money. Try Affinity. If you like the video, assault the like button and catch you in the next one.